Hello guys, welcome to my course for SAP GRC process control. In the first session, we have discussed about overview of GRC, overview of process control, and its various modules. So we have ended up here. The slide you are able to see what are the various modules we have discussed. A brief overview of each and every module. So now in coming sessions, I'll be taking one by one some modules and then discuss about that in detail. So I'm taking first module, which is master data. So what is master data? Master data is basically where we are defining our org structure, that is parent organization, child organization, sub-organizations. We are defining business processes, sub-processes. We are defining different regulations which are applicable to us. We are defining what are different risks, what are different account groups which is getting impacted if that particular risk comes, and where we can put the losses, what are cloud control objectives, and what are control. So this is just what we are having as a master data for our organization. So let's understand this master data with an example. So here if you see, I have taken an example of Tata Group. But before starting that, I want to say I am just taking an example of Tata Group. I don't know what their org structure is. I'm nowhere responsible if this data is similar to what they are actually having. So here if you see at the top level, we are saying what is organization. So if we are defining the organization, it depends. We can say our parent organization is Tata Group and the child organization is TCS, Tata Global Beverages, Tata Power, and other. So it totally depends how we want to have a report. If all the entities are separate and they want to see the report at each entity level, then we will define a org structure like this. The second is, here we are defining the business processes, how they want to define the business processes. They can define a process like information secure technology, or they can define a process of procurement, or sales and distribution. So this is like how you are defining the business processes and how you are mapping the sub process inside that. Here we have created a business process of information technology and the sub process of information security. Like information technology can have other processes as well. They can have a development team, they can have a security team, they can have an integration team, they can have a operation support teams. So there can be the multiple. So it totally depends how do you want to define the sub processes. Next year we are coming with the regulation. So on the basis of the location where that particular organization resides in the business of our organization, there are a set of regulation that a company needs to be comply with that. So we can define regulation here. For example, we have defined regulation as a SOX. So once we define the regulation, we need to create a risk or control corresponding to that. What are the risks for that particular SOX organization? If we are saying there is a risk, like if somebody can have a critical profile, that is SAP underscore all, because if that person has SAP underscore all, he is a super user, he can perform any activity inside the system. So this can be a critical risk to an organization. Then if we are saying this is a critical risk, this is moreover like an access and authorization. So we are mapping it to the sub process information security, and information security sub process is mapped with the information technology business process. Then if we are saying if this risk happen, if there is a loss, let's suppose we are saying it caused a loss of $1,000. This is just a small amount. This is just for the example, I'm just taking it. So this loss, in which account group this loss will be mapped. So here we are saying there is a account group AC01 security, and it would be mapped under this. So we have assigned this account group under a sub process and risk. Then we are saying, what if we need to create an create and control, and for before control we need to create and control objective. Why we want, what is the objective of that control? Control objective can be adequate privilege. So this is an excessive privilege, so objective is to make the adequate privilege or a need to know basis privilege. Then we are creating a control where we'll say no person should have a SAP, or so it should be tested on a time to time basis. If it is a manual control, if it is a automated control, so we can do a real time testing and testing as well, and we can find out who is having this particular excess of SAP underscore all, so that the correspondingly action can be taken. This is just a brief explanation of our master data of our GRC process control. Thanks for watching this session. So we'll meet again for the next session. Thank you.